Let's Chat.
So great to have with me in the studio today Tennessee Valley Wild Ones, a nonprofit to encourage and advocate education about native plants in Tennessee. They have a fun event coming up. Thank you so much for coming on. Beverly Inman-Ebel, president of Tennessee Valley Wild Ones. Love this. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. It is going to be fun.
It is. I love that.
We're calling it a Wild Wander.
Wild Wander. Tell me all about this event coming up this weekend.
Well, it starts on Friday, and we're at Finley Stadium, and we're having classes. The classes are $15 a piece, and they're on a variety of subjects, all about how to care for plants, differences in plants, waterways. But we also have some fun classes like watercoloring native plants, and all. So that's fun. And then on Saturday, we're at First Verizon Pavilion, and we have native plant vendors coming in.
Wow.
So people can come and there's no charge. People can come, well, if you buy a plant, there's a charge.
Yeah, not free
but there's
plants.
no admission. There's no admission.
Right.
And there's all kinds of plants. So even if people don't know much about native plants, the Tennessee Valley Wild Ones will be there. We have a table. We'll answer questions for you. The vendors will be able to answer questions as far as which plant would go, like if you're in the shade, or do you want a screen, how big, and advise you to get the right plant.
What inspired Tennessee Valley Wild Ones, and why is educating about native plants so important?
It is important to save this planet. Bees, there are so many different variety of native bees, and some of them can only travel a mile.
Oh.
So will they go to non-native plants? Yes, but that's like eating dessert. Now, we know what we would be like if all we had were pies and cookies, right?
Right.
Okay. So they need the nourishment of the native plants. And so what we encourage people to do is you don't have to turn your whole yard into native plants, but to have a corridor. You can have your grass around it. It can be beautiful even if you're in an HMO. But then if your neighbor will also have a corridor, then the bees can go from one to the other and pollinate. I know in my yard, I can sit out and see just hundreds of pollinators. The bees, the butterflies, the birds, types and varieties that they're just so entertaining. And then at night, you have the night pollinators. I used to call them lightning bugs.
Oh, sure.
And I hadn't seen many of them since I was a child. But when you have native plants, they come and seek them out.
So someone even in a small yard can make a difference by having native plants.
Yes.
And maybe people think they're ugly or they look like wheat or grass. What are some beautiful local native plants that people can get?
Oh, there's so many. Most people are familiar with, let's say, lavender.
Of course.
Even the plant is beautiful itself, and then when it blooms, it's even more. There's coneflowers.
Oh, I love.
Aren't they
so
gorgeous?
Dramatic and romantic.
And then there's all the grasses. You can have the north winds that are like 5-6 feet tall if you want privacy, or you can have the small ones. There's sedges if you have a lot of trees. They clump, but they're beautiful. And you don't have to mow them.
You don't have to mow them.
You don't have to mow them, and they're native, so they're feeding the world.
I love that. So how can people learn more about what you do, and then maybe some details about the event?
They can go to our website, tnvalleywildones.org, because we're a nonprofit.
That's right.
That's where you can go on and sign up for this weekend for the classes on Friday and the hikes on Sunday. I forgot to mention the hikes. There's also some free events, like we're meeting up at various locations just to gather and talk to people, like Southside Grill is one. So you can go online. You can also sign up and we have a lot of meetings every month with speakers coming in that are free. And we hold them in different places, like Green Spaces is one. We hold also in Southside. and just come and learn about native plants.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, Beverly.
You're welcome.
It sounds like a very wonderful way local people can make an impact in their own little yards, or maybe even an apartment with a flower box on their balcony.
Exactly.
Ways to help.
Exactly.
So thanks for coming on and what you're doing and the difference you're making in Chattanooga. So everyone go check out Tennessee Valley Wild Ones, tnvalleywildones.org, and learn all about them and their fun event coming up this weekend, Wild Wander. Thanks again for coming on, Beverly.